Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. I want to introduce you tonight to a very inspirational young lady who's gone through quite a bit of a phoenix moment, a real change in her life. Her name is Thoma, and she went through a bad breakup, and it motivated her to start manifesting and doing something that she describes as a quantum woman, which I think will be interesting to hear about. She got into fitness, she got into modeling, and she got into fitness competitions. And I think it's an interesting story. So Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing now. You're doing these fitness competitions, and I see you modeling, and what's that like?
It's fantastic. It's a joy for me, something to fill my extra time, which I don't have a lot of with two boys. So
how old are your sons?
My two boys are 11 and 14.
Okay, and they play hockey?
The oldest one does. Yeah.
And so that's a big commitment of time.
Yeah, it's about 6 days a week.
Yeah, 6 days a week.
Yeah, he's playing AAA right now in Toronto.
Excellent. Yeah. And so how do you fit in the fitness and the modeling and the competitions?
I drop him off at the arena and I go to the gym. That's how I fit it in. And I prep all my food ahead of time. That's the biggest thing I think is that creates success, is making sure that you're planned out ahead of time. And then packing everything and
these competitions, what are they like?
Oh, they're so much fun.
Really? Why?
There's just so many people that are there interested in the same things that you're interested. They're into fitness, into health and well-being. But not only that, I find that there's just as you said, a huge movement too in mindset in sport as well. And I've met
That'd be a little bit nerve-wracking walking on stage in a bikini and high heels, no?
It was the first time I went out there. I actually really messed up my posing routine because I forgot I was supposed to stay on the line.
Right.
And I was the last one out. So I was supposed to stay on the line and just go into my front pose. And then I turned and then I went, oh yeah, that's right. And then I went back into my front pose, but you can see my friend videotaped it and you can see that I goofed up on that one. So yeah, the nerves do get going. And, but I think you just kind of overcome that and have fun.
And you're doing a lot of modeling too?
I do. Yeah. I'm set for a couple shoots this year. And I just finished, 3 last, I finished out in the summer of last year.
So you're a mom with 2 teenage boys, very involved in AAA hockey and everything else, and you found time to do modeling shoots and fitness, and you told me that you've got a really interesting story about what motivated you to get into this. Can you share any of that? What was the catalyst to all this? You said you lost quite a bit of weight.
I lost about 30 pounds, and the biggest thing was at the very start was just hiring a coach to get me started. But my friend was rebranding her company. Her name's Janet Carroll, and she is a MAC makeup artist and a very, very good friend of mine. And she came to me with this idea that she said during COVID, I want to rebrand. And then she wanted at the time to bring in people she could do makeup on that wasn't herself, because she's gorgeous. She's a model. She's done all kinds of modeling herself. So I said, well, I don't know, Janet. I was a little bit nervous. And I said, I will do my best. So we contacted Peter at 6 Models, and I spoke with him. And I just said to him, I've never done anything like this before. And Peter was amazing. He said, don't worry about it. I work with all kinds of new people. And he was really easygoing and fun to work with. And then we did the makeup and everything and the shoot, and it was great. And then actually it was Peter who said, would you like to enter? We're doing a calendar of strong moms.
A calendar of strong moms?
Yeah, for Muscle Memory magazine. And he said, do you want to enter for that? And I said, sure. Okay. It sounds interesting. And they were doing a fundraiser for, at the time, the frontline workers. So I said, sure. We did that and I was selected. I believe there were 1,100 entries. And there were, I believe, 5 photographers who each had a calendar, so 12 girls each, and it was fantastic.
Fantastic.
So
What a great opportunity.
Yeah, it was kind of a good, I would say, self-esteem boost, right?
But why did you need self-esteem boost? Actually, you know what? We're going to take a break for some messages, and we're going to come back and maybe you'll tell us a little bit about what happened and why you lost the weight and why you needed to lose the weight and what was this self-esteem boost about. And I really want to hear about this quantum woman and manifesting that you told me about.
Yeah.
We're going to be back in just 2 minutes. Stay with us, everyone. Interesting conversation with a fairly compelling young lady. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone, to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. I'm having an interesting conversation today with Thoma, I apologize, who has gone through a real metamorphosis, a real change. She went through a bad breakup, which I think she's going to tell us a little bit about, and some issues, some mental health, depression issues. And then she got into fitness, got into modeling, took a course on being a quantum woman, and really found a new self. So Kim, tell us a little bit about this, if you could.
Okay, so I'll start right at the breakup, which is the catalyst for all of it. I think a lot of people now are experiencing splits and separations and divorce. My divorce lawyer told me it's 60%, I believe now.
60%.
60%. Yes. So I don't feel so bad, but yeah, it was a little, I experienced in my separation some photos on a phone. And I went through some bad self-esteem problems after that. There were, I believe, several nights where I lied in bed, and if quite frankly it wasn't for my children, there probably would have been some very dark days ahead. Yeah. So did
your ex realize the depth of depression you were in?
No, because we slept in separate beds and kind of really split after that, I think mentally from each other and physically. It did happen prior to that, but that was just sort of the final straw.
Right.
And then my friend that I worked in Toronto with many years ago, her name's Shamina Taylor. And I saw her online because we're friends through social media. And she was a lawyer in Chicago, and she also went through a split with her ex-husband, and she left law to go practice this a quantum. I don't know if it's physics, but she calls her program the Quantum Woman, and she was just getting started, and she did all kinds of work with manifesting. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. She also too pulled herself out of a very dark place as well. For her own, she has her own really unique story. And I started doing her classes, and I don't know what happened, just a total mind shift. And it was the power of positive thinking and affirmations and journaling. And I went through a lot of work, and it was the inner work I did first before the outer work. And I just really started to see my self-worth and just go through a journey of self-love and really turn inwards. And it started to reflect in everything I was doing. And I was one day, I think the biggest thing was starting small with manifesting. And I had a big order at Tim Hortons, and the car in front of me, the person paid for me. And because I was
manifested free coffee.
I think so. Because I remember sitting there thinking, well, Shamina said start small, so maybe somebody will buy me a coffee today. And I honestly thought that, and then it just happened. It happened. Yeah. And I called Shamina. I remember calling her through and saying to her, Shamina, this works. I don't know what voodoo this is, but it's working. And I told her my story and she laughed, and I just went from there. And I really started to work on me and myself, and, try to figure out what do I want?
What do you want?
I remember my friend asking me at lunch one day. He said to me, well, who are you besides a mom? Because he said, who are you? And I said, I don't know. I'm a mom and a teacher. And he said, yeah, but who are you besides those things? And I said, well, I think I've lost that. I think I've lost who I am. And I think a lot of women do. They get into a marriage, they have kids, and that's all they are. Then,
But being a mom's pretty good.
Being a mom is fantastic.
Being a teacher's
Absolutely. Being a teacher I love my job. I wake up every day thankful for my job and my children.
But that wasn't enough. You wanted something more.
I wanted an identity that was mine, I think.
And so the identity is as a very fitness.
Yeah, I just started getting back into the things I used to love. And
you've always been in sports, you said.
Yes.
Were a competitive swimmer.
I was a competitive swimmer for many years. Many of my teammates went on to the Olympics and did quite well. And I got out of it. I was really sick with mono when I was 16. So I kind of took me out wiped me out for a good 6 months. Right. And then coming back, it was almost a full year. So I just got discouraged. Then I should have kept going, but I think it happens with kids, right? We don't do a lot of sports psychology with kids. And I think that could have helped me a little bit.
So is getting back into the gym and working out sort of getting back into sports?
Absolutely. It's my therapy every day. And I think a lot of people who are in bodybuilding, that's the other thing that I love so much is when I go to the shows and I talk to other women in their 40s, who are some of my fiercest competitors, actually, 35 plus. These women are killing it.
Really?
Like killing it. Yeah. They look fantastic. A lot of the ladies at the next show I'm doing in June 3rd, which will be the pro qualifier in Toronto. A lot of those ladies, are 35 plus who are going to be very fierce competitors. And, I'm ready though, but
is this revenge to your ex or trying to say something to your ex? What motivates you here to do this?
Not in any way, shape or form. I think, when I started getting into all of the manifesting and the mindset, it just became for me. The more I did it, the more I just felt really good. And I felt myself again, and I'm very numb to I don't have any hate towards my ex. I don't have any.
Has he seen your pictures? Has he seen your modeling?
I think so. I don't know. I have no idea.
What do your sons, teenage boys, think about your modeling and your bikini competitions?
Well, actually, my older son, we coach is Aaron Golly, and we contacted him as well to do some diets for my son, because Aaron was a AAA hockey player as well for many years. And I said, Aaron, he needs help because he doesn't know, how to eat properly or how to fuel himself for a game or how to, and then he started coming to the gym with me. So he got into weightlifting and he really loves it. Excellent. So yeah.
So what's the story here? It's that you went through a bad time. You said that you were depressed. You said that if it wasn't for your children, something worse might have happened.
Right.
But some combination of working out, fitness, then accelerating into the modeling and the competitions, as well as this Quantum Women course that you took with your friend and manifesting, really brought you a new life.
It did. I every day I wake up and I do my my 3 things. I always wake up before I get out of bed and I say 3 things that I'm grateful for. It shifts your mindset, and you just get out of bed, and to me, every day is a great day to have a great day, and I love life again,
And you didn't love life before?
No, I didn't. No. And sadly, I mean, I enjoyed my children. I enjoyed going and watching them play sports or do their activities or that sort of thing. But I felt like something was missing.
Have your kids seen the difference? Do they recognize the
Oh
difference?
yeah, definitely. They're with me all the time. So yeah,
What do your friends say?
My friends ask me, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you fit all these things into your life, and how do you do it? And they're very happy for me. You know, I've also surrounded myself with like-minded people. I think that's important too, to make sure that the people around you, you know, think and feel the same way as you, because you know, otherwise you're constantly dealing with and everybody has a negative day. I don't mean to say negativity. I just think that when you have people who are not cheering you on, right, and they feel like they're competing with you, that's just not my group of friends. You know, we all cheer each other on, and we all support each other.
And so you think a lot of females go through this stage where they lose an identity in a marriage and in a relationship, and they lose a sense of who they are. And you think that you did that. And so if someone came to you saying this is what happened, whether it's a split or not, just because of a loss of identity, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I always I tell them what I did. I do send them to I try to bring them around to the idea of the power of positive thinking, manifesting, and starting to believe in themselves again. Journaling is a huge thing. Waking up and, you know, what do you want? You know, I watched this man online, and he talks about if you write it down and you think it and you believe it, it will happen for you.
Really?
Yeah. And I can show you this piece of paper that I did with Shamina, and I wrote down, I want to be on the cover of a magazine.
Which you were just a little while ago.
I was.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. And I just got the back. I was just released the back cover of a new magazine as well. So good things. And I've been in 2 calendars. I was in the Inside Fitness Hot and Fit last year. So that was exciting. And I'm going bigger and dreaming bigger, because why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
sounds good. What an
exactly.
inspirational story. And for, you know, someone who really was very depressed and down, to have this Phoenix-like metamorphosis is wonderful. I really thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
That's Kim Thoma, who is a fitness model, a bikini competitor, a mom, and a teacher, and very inspiring in regards to how in the depths of depression you can turn your life around. I think it's a great story.
Thank you.
That's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great weekend. I can remind you I'm on every Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock, and you can get all my podcasts and video casts on briancrombie.com. Good night.